Well, this is Peter Lander from Battlefield Sports. I could talk to you today about our SATR-Sim project. The SATR-Sim was actually a simulation which we created in 2006-2007 to really work out the requirements of the SATR system, develop the algorithms, like the logic and how it works under code. Underneath there's a lot of code, and also test out how the sound effects are going to work and how things are going to interact with each other. Such a sophisticated system needed really to develop that. This information then went on to the Colin Hardy, who then ended up actually developing the system. And we actually used SATR-Sim also to develop the first user guide. We actually took screen snaps of the screen here. That was the user guide. So we had from here we developed the user guide, we developed the logic, we elicited requirements, we got feedback from the whole staff, and so to show you how this works. So come here and click on the key on, so simulating key on. And then on boot, of course, you've got your reload switch, and this goes to the mode slide, which later changed actually just to the mode button, but it works the same. So you reload, set the difficulty level as before. In this case, it's defaults in Owen, but I can go through here, change this to a different weapon. This is a whole selection of submachine guns, right? And I can set a number of reloads. Pretty. Anyone's used SATR, they're pretty familiar with this. This fundamentally hasn't changed really since the development of the system. And then set the language, in this case it's US English. British will go to US English female, trigger that, and we boot it up here. There it's firing, so it stopped firing, so it released the trigger pull, trigger release, put the backlight on, which actually ended up coming, the mode switch did that, but we originally envisaged there would be a backlight button or something, but that didn't happen as it turned out. So we can flick the semi-automatic, and if I fire that and then I hit something, it actually says casualty, right? And then if I pull this, I'm going to get the dry fire sound. If I try to trigger release, trigger pull, you can see it's on short range there. It's ready, accuracy is 3%, hit 1, killed 0. Again, pretty familiar to anyone knows the SATR system. Not quite the same. It evolved obviously in implementation and over since SATR 1 to now we've got SATR 2, but very similar really in a lot of ways. The signal strength here, 50%, that's reflecting the short range, and it talks about the packet, which gun ID and so forth got sent. And over here some general debug information I had, what messages radio in and out. So I was trying to track our radio communication, which of course came to basically the patent really. This radio comms with the hit feedback became the key to the product. The other thing is, I can actually hit the sensor, so you can hear the near miss noise. Remember those? Get those. You need to, so here's some near miss. So if we get down to a couple of hit points, we'll start hearing the wounds. So here we are. Oh, there's a wound. Oh, there's a wound. And even the red dot control was there, because one of the things about SATR is with the integrated red dot, and the red dot, flashes twice when you hit something and flashes 4 times when you kill it, and also depending on the difficulty level, the red dot will disappear, representing recoil. So that was in this system as well. But you can key on over here as the idea here was to key on as a master controller, which we called a referee gun in those days, but of course that's changed again, reload and it. And you can see the basic functions here, where you could do these things. And for example, I could do a pause radio, and it does pause over here, and it says paused, the sound effect, which is really just like it does to the day. They're all professional recordings, of course, for the sounds, the start and end. We had all those done in the studio, so they're all copyrighted as you'd expect. Yeah, so there's some radio commands. You can set the difficulty level, let's say we change that to hard. Change difficulty to hard, we can zap that over there and set that to hard mode. And hard mode being hit once every 2 seconds. Now this isn't perfect of what finally happened, but we went a long way with this process right before. So rather than going straight to develop Windows, in application development, often the sooner you start writing the final program, the longer it takes. Often you have to step back, really plan it out, and that's where my 20 odd years of project management and development experience came in and really made SATR the success it is today, and really I think a very practical product. But this is looking back a bit of history, SATR-Sim. So I really hope you enjoyed this little tour. Thanks, guys.